So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in what feels just like an ocean. Negativity is getting closer. Hard to keep the heat when it gets colder, you know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts. Days just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the low, I remember what you were saying.
I don't know how to get through to you. Because you don't seem to know that you are everything a girl could dream of. Baby, won't you hear me? Don't talk to me that way. 'Cause I think you're perfect for me, just the way you are. And I don't ever want to leave you. Baby, won't you hear me when I say, don't talk to me that way. 'Cause I think you're perfect for me, just the way you are. And I don't ever want to leave you. Baby, don't you talk to me that way.
What a night, people dancing in slow motion, blurry eyes. But I've had enough, it's time to say goodbye. 3 a.m. as I'm walking home with a smile. Smoky moon, like a shiver, all the shadows fade away. All your streets are empty, lights begin to sway. 4 a.m. as I think, oh, Stockholm love. Sometimes I picture how life had been in Paris or New York or Shanghai. But you know what they say, east or west, our home is best. Warming rays, golden sunlight as
sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times. Yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, 'cause you're not alone. Yeah, you said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face. You're sorry. And I quit my job for you, even quit some friends for you, 'cause you couldn't stand it, me all independent, so you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you, when I could add up 2 and 2, when you promised we'd be together, you, me, forever. Now there's nothing left to lose. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Let's stay together now. Ooh, save me.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? It is J Red Unfiltered, and we are back with another video. And wow, we are troll free for a change. So, with that being said, I'm gonna get back to the regular scheduled program. And first things first, that I just want to say is shout out to everybody that comes through. Shout out to everybody that'll watch this, watch the replay. Shout out to everybody that comes through in the live streams. I appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate your comments, contributions. And for you Hebrew Israelite trolls, yeah. I mean, I'ma just I'ma just say this and I'ma just be very, very brief about this because this is against my better judgment. But I'm just going to warn you that if you plan to use my content, it better be fair use. And that's all I'm going to say. And leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But stop just stop stealing my content. But but anyway, as this is gonna be a pretty chill stream, it looks like. So hopefully, fingers crossed. Knocks on wood. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm going to react to this video of your favorite camp of the cult, which is the IUIC. And these domestic terrorist cult members, they've gone and they're harassing a female pastor. And yeah, we're gonna get into this video and take a look at it because I need people to really understand, like, because all I've been doing for the last couple weeks, a few weeks, it's been more than a couple. For the last few weeks, I've been painting this narrative about this cult, and I haven't even gotten to the worst of it. That's the crazy part. I've been just attacking the fact their ideology and the fact that they have just the comprehension skills of a grade schooler. But if we really want to get into how sick some of these people are, and obviously they're being influenced by the doctrine, but that's not for tonight. We're gonna keep it light. We're gonna keep it light, and let's go ahead and react to this clip until some people decide that they want to call in. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. I'm going ahead and drop the link for anybody that wants to call in. Hold on. All right, hold on. About to drop the link. You know what? I probably should wait. I probably should wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna still drop it, but yeah, I'm gonna wait.
If you all could, I don't want to rush you, but I'm sorry this has come up.
No, it's fine. Is it possible to maybe reschedule? Maybe is that possible?
Okay, well, yes, we can. But can you just tell me the purpose? What?
Okay, well, we are part of an organization, biblical organization,
So
called Israel.
first things first, and I hate to be the guy to make assumptions, but I'm gonna make an assumption based off of the actions of this domestic terrorist organization. This domestic terrorist organization is known for pulling up. So I 100% without a doubt believe that what happened was they were probably standing outside this woman's church. They probably were standing out harassing the congregation as they went to leave. They were probably causing a whole bunch of chaos and discourse. And it's just, they probably deboed their way into a meeting with this lady. And it's just, It's just pathetic. It's really pathetic. It's really pathetic. But yeah, I changed my mind again. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Hopefully this don't fall fall apart. But yeah, yeah. So let's go ahead and get to the back to the video.
United in Christ.
And Israel.
Israel united in Christ.
Okay. Thank you.
And what we teach is we teach that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible. Mm-hmm. We teach that that is our true nationality. We teach the truth, thus saith the Lord. Mm-hmm. We also, not only that, we are organization started by a man named Bishop Nathaniel back in 2003. He leads the church. Also, we have Bishop Yawasop and Bishop Kanat. Those are our leaders of our church, right? We are a worldwide church. We have churches in America. We have churches in South America, Central America. We have churches in Europe. We have churches in Asia, so on and so forth. Africa as well. And we've been put on a mission by the Most High God, by Christ, by Jesus, to spread the gospel, spread the news that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the chosen people of God. That is what we do.
So you go by color?
No, we go.
I'll give it to them. I'm gonna give it to them. These cult members have 100% got their story together. You know what I mean? Like every time you hear them, it's just the same lines over and over again. Oh, we teach that the so-called African American black. Yeah, it's just what, like, golly. Is there any deviation besides how many wives y'all think you should be able to have?
By bloodline.
Okay, but you didn't say white. You said Hispanics and you said blacks.
Well, the reason why we say blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, because when you
and just so you know, I'm doing this because obviously you idiots don't actually know how to do reaction videos. So what we're going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how to do a reaction video and not violate somebody's copyright rights, just so you know.
When you look at the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it's a set of curses that the Lord put on the nation of Israel. You familiar?
Yes, I know. You're talking about Deuteronomy 28?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So
1 through 15 are the blessings, and 50 through 68 are the curses.
Correct. And so those blessings and curses, that was a future prophecy, meaning if the nation of Israel broke God's commandments that he had gave them, then he will put these curses on them for the rest of their generations, meaning as long as they're generating and populating on this earth, those curses would follow them. Same thing with the blessings. If as a whole, as a nation, we're keeping God's commandment, God said that he will put the nation of Israel as the top nation on the planet. Okay. And then if you're not, then we're going to put you as the bottom nation on the planet. So if you look around, Ms. Rose,
and this is the reason why I say that the Hebrew Israelites are dumb, because like I said, most of those curses, like, they don't even apply to African Americans. African Americans were bought and sold over and over again. Number one. Number two, American blacks are at the top of the totem pole when it comes to the black diaspora. Not just that, but let's just be real. Being black in America still is like better than being a lot of other races in a lot of other places. So let's just stop with this. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous cult doing the devil's work, demonic.
You see in the communities, Pastor Road, I'm sorry. When you look around in the city of Detroit, And you look around in all of the major metropolises in America, where they are populated by Blacks, Hispanics, and some Native Americans. They live on reservations, so on and so forth. And in those inner cities where we stay,
look at these racist. Look at these racist cult members. They're so indoctrinated that they can't. Everything that they do is so wrapped up in race. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Just like I said, just racist cult members. Fake black supremacists. They're not. They failures. They failures.
are without a doubt the worst places in those cities. Now, it could be a coincidence, but it's on such a large scale that it's impossible that it's a coincidence. It's only like that because in the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans community.
Hey, what's going on, John? Hope everything is well with you. Hope everything is well. Nothing. Just waiting. Hope. Waiting. It looks like the freaks are hiding tonight. So, yeah. But yeah. We're just chilling, watching these people harass this woman for no reason. It's just another night dealing with Hebrew Israelites, watching them harass somebody.
We don't keep God's commandments. So we are in a low estate around the world.
Okay. Well, tell me this. Where is...
Like I said, blacks in America, specifically American blacks, are doing better than a lot of other people in a lot of other countries. Regardless of what you want to believe, you live in a great country. You live in a country that just so happens to be the pillar of the economy for the rest of the world. So I mean, at the end of the day, all this victim talk, all this black Hebrew Israelite victim talk, all this sounds like to me is just womp, 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 like the little Charlie Brown Peanuts teacher, like all the adults. It's just pathetic victims. Victims.
in the Bible that gives you the authority to do what you're doing?
Okay.
That is a great question. That is a great question. That's 100% a great question. What gives these people the authority to go out on street corners yelling and harassing people? That don't make no sense to me.
Let's start. Yeah. Go ahead. Get that from me. We're gonna start in. We're gonna read a couple.
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to do it again. We'll have to. You all have to come back.
Okay. We'll just read the scripture for edification.
Oh.
So, just so we clear, we 5 minutes into the video, and this is at least the second or third time that this woman has said that they're gonna have to come back because she has some business to attend to. So what they're doing is they're trying to prolong the conversation using these manipulative tactics that you're gonna have to observe and actually pay attention to. And we, like I said, that's what I'm here for. We're gonna we are gonna expose these cult members for the demons and the demonic work that they're doing. It's the truth. They can call me the Hebrew hater all they want. They can call me the demonic Christian all they want. But at the end of the day, there's only one group of people who are causing confusion, strife, harassing people, and twisting and contorting the Bible and God's word. That's not me. Let's just be real. Let's just be real.
Okay.
Go ahead. Book of Matthew, chapter 28 and verse 19. Come on. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Ghost.
So we was tasked to go forth and teach the Israelites that's in all nations the truth of Christ.
Okay.
That Christ is a black man, that the Israelites are a black people, that the Israelites are enslaved, that the Israelites are in captivity in today's time, that the Israelites...
See, and that's my problem right there. When you say in today's time, there were times where you were actually enslaved, or well, your ancestors were actually enslaved. And there were times where where your ancestors were actually going through real penalties and real tribulations. That time is not now. You're not a slave. You're not a victim. And the truth of the matter is, you can try to pretend like it all you want, but these cult members, these demonic cult members are not doing anything but just trying to make you make you believe in their demonic doctrine so that they can benefit from your victimhood. They're race hustlers. That's the truth of the matter. They're no different than Umar Johnson. They worse than the Hebrew Israelite. Than the Nation of Islam. At least the Nation of Islam, at least they can dress like they got some sense. Hebrew Israelites look stupid. You would think they were Legend of Zelda characters.
Have to keep God's commandments in order to come out of that captivity. Because if we don't keep God's commandments, we're going to stay in the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter.
Okay, I hear you, and I don't know whether I can say the word. I won't say sympathize, but I have compassion on what you're saying. But I don't believe what you're believing.
Okay.
I just don't. I mean, I've been grafted in.
And you really don't have to either. And like I said, I'm only reacting to this video right now to show these losers how they're actually supposed to do a reaction video instead of stealing people's content. You know what I mean?
Through Abraham's blessings.
Pastor Rose.
Salvation comes from the Jewish people, our salvation. But sounds like you're limiting it to a few people, few nations. But I can't go any further. I appreciate your zeal. I appreciate the fact.
And I'm glad she said that, because this is the truth that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people, like most knowledgeable Christians, will acknowledge that, yes, the salvation came through Israel. The problem is, you people, and when I say you people, I mean Hebrew Israelites, you think that salvation is exclusive for you. And that's not what it is. Just because it came through you, like for instance, when Jesus says, I didn't come to teach or to minister to the Gentiles, when he was saying I came to minister to Israel, guess what? He came to minister to Israel so Israel could then go out and minister to the Gentiles. That's what you're leaving out through context. That's the context that you're leaving out. So at the end of the day, look, most people, most Christians are willing to give you your credit. We'll give you your credit. But you guys take it out of context. And it's like this exclusion fallacy where you think that just because someone is addressing you, that what they're saying can apply to other people. And that's not the case. It's not reality. So we're always going to be at an impasse. We're always going to disagree.
That you're in unity. And I appreciate the fact that you're trying to get it right. But I don't believe it from what I've heard already. That's not what I've been walking in.
And I'm telling you what these people did. I'm telling you. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to bet money that these people stood outside of this lady's church, hooping and hollering, yelling and screaming until basically until she ain't had no choice but to meet with them. We got to see what they want so they'll stop harassing us. These people are gangsters and thugs. That's the truth. They thugs playing religion. Crazy. John says they hiding after that after that whooping the other night. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I had to make an example out of some people. Sorry. But yeah. These people are crazy. Just crazy cult members.
for since 1979.
I understand, Pastor. So, Pastor Rose, you believe that you're a Gentile?
What?
Do you believe that you are a Gentile?
Now the lady done said 3 minutes ago that she has to go, that she has something urgent, and look at them. They still pressing and they still trying to engage and trying to hold this conversation. Like, is this cult tactics? Is this not cult tactics?
Yes, I believe that I've been grafted into Abraham's blessings. I believe that in accordance with Genesis 12, 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
I've been grafted into his blessings. But I don't believe that I'm an Israelite.
Oh, so who do you believe?
I'm a born again, spirit-filled Christian. That's what I go by.
Okay. So who do you believe are the Israelites of today?
Do I believe what?
Who do you believe are the Israelites today?
Israel is a nation.
Stupid question. Stupid question. Instead of addressing what she just said. Yeah, it's like you wanna argue about nationality and it's just stupid. Or I'm sorry, ethnicity. It's just pathetic, man. Watching these guys is exhausting.
It's a people.
So who do you believe is that people today?
They are the people who call themselves Israelites.
Mm-hmm. You know that
they live in Israel and all over the world.
Okay. You know that Jesus Christ was an Israelite?
Yes.
From the tribe of Judah?
Yes.
He was a Jew?
Yes.
Okay.
Irrelevance.
Did you know that Jesus Christ himself was a black man?
No, I don't believe that. He was
relevance, Your Honor. Relevance.
a Jew.
Right, that's what Jews are, black.
His skin was darker.
Yes, his skin was
not
dark.
Like white people. His skin was brown,
Black.
bronze.
Black.
But he was not considered a black person.
He had woolly hair. Did you know that?
But I can't go on.
If you look at Iranian people, if you look at Arabian people, if you look at Islamic people, guess what? I hate to burst y'all bubble, but they have woolly hair.
Because, like I said, we have something that's pressing.
Okay.
And we have to go.
Is it possible for us to reschedule so we can kind of...
This is the third or the fourth time, 10 minutes into the video, that this woman has had to basically say that she has to go, and they're still pressing her. They're still pressing the issue. Look at them. They're just doing everything to extend the conversation or the debate in order to get their talking points off.
Go deeper into...
Okay, may I call one of you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this would be the guy.
Okay, may I call you, sir?
Yeah, but I already have your number, so it might be best if I just called you.
Call me, and I'll give you my number.
Okay.
Oh, you have my number.
I got your number, yes.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I just want to leave. Can I leave you with a comment, and then we can
Okay.
Get Jeremiah about the Jews.
14:2?
Yeah, 14. Give me that real quick. So what I want to.
Oh, I know you. GMS. I know y'all not calling in. I know y'all not calling in. I know y'all not calling in. I know y'all perverts ain't calling in. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this, you GMS perverts. Nope. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. You a joke. You a joke, and our perverted doctrine is a joke. That's a joke. I'm gonna get to y'all. I'm gonna get to y'all. Trust me. Yes, GMS has perverted doctrine. I said what I said.
Convey to you,
Yes.
Pastor, is that we are putting ourselves at a disadvantage if we don't properly understand who we are. Because Pastor Rose, throughout the generations, since you've been alive, we've been.
So y'all don't teach that it's okay for you to grape little girls, and it's okay to marry little girls.
Referred to as many names as a nation of people. You've been called Negro, you've been called colored, you've been called Black, you've been called African American. Our nationality changes so much that it makes you wonder if we're even a nation. It makes you wonder when you ask the people around.
And this is what I'm talking about with these idiots. It doesn't matter what your nationality is. Nobody, like, look, I'm telling you, what is any of this actually doing that's gonna further push and further elevate people? Like, y'all aren't doing anything to make people's lives better. But you want to talk about exactly, I said what I said. Exactly, I said what I said. So anyway, y'all so wrapped up on nationality and this need for an identity. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I mean, I'm just saying, you want to talk about a joke. Being upset about being referred to as an African American is a joke. Being upset about being referred to as a descriptor like Black is a joke. Y'all call each other nigga though. Y'all will say nigga. Where does that word come from? The white man didn't come up with the word with the N word. So I mean, I'm just saying. Negro. What does Negro mean? Black. These people are just silly. You just caught up in emotional over words. Just silly. GMS says, no, we teach according to the law where that is concerned. Exactly what I said. Exactly. Exactly. That's the problem. Menace says they are a racist cult deceiving many. Their God is definitely not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I think their God is Satan. I 100% think they're serving the devil. 100%. 100%. 100%. This is, and they doing a good job of it too.
We are out here in the streets and we talking to the people. When we ask them questions, who are you?
Y'all don't be talking to people. Y'all talk to some Black people that agree with y'all or are willing to listen to y'all. Y'all argue and yell at everybody else. You bother everybody else. You're obnoxious to everybody else.
They tell us 5, 6, 7 different things. I'm Asiatic. I'm Black. I'm this. You ask a Chinese person, Pastor Rose, who they are.
I don't want to.
They're going to tell you they're Chinese. But what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to leave you with this: we are God's chosen people. We are the Israelites. And due to this scripture right here, I'm going to read this and then we're going to go.
No, I got to go. I'm sorry. I got to go.
Shut them down.
Okay. All right.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I have an important message about your leaders in the Christian church. Your bishops, pastors, reverends, and ministers are all lying to you and leading you straight to damnation. The truth is, you so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites, according to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Jesus Christ is a Black man with white.
But didn't God say that you're not supposed to make any images of him, any likeness of him? I don't know. And let's not get started on this clown Nathaniel because he's just, bro, that guy is so silly. He is so silly.
Wool hair, according to Revelation chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. We as the Israelites must keep the commandments in the faith of Christ to receive salvation, as it is written in Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. I've challenged and debated Christian authorities all over the world on these issues. Not one of them has been able to negate this truth. Your pastors have led you astray, worshiping pagan holidays and false gods, just as
Nathaniel, it's not that people can't debate what you guys say, it's that you guys don't accept what they say. You guys already have a preconceived notion of quote unquote your truth. So it doesn't matter. People literally debunk y'all arguments all the time. They do it all the time. I'm not the first person to do it. People debunk y'all's arguments all the time, and like they do it all the time, man. It's just like y'all you just too stupid. That's why people don't want to deal with y'all. That's the truth. That's why people don't want to deal with Hebrew Israelites, because it's like, even if you do win the debate, they too dumb. So it's like it's a waste of time. You might as well debate your dog's butt. It's crazy. And none of them know how to spell for some reason either. Do any of y'all know proper English? Do any of y'all know proper English? Any of you? What is this? Buoy? What does that mean? Buoy? What does that mean? You trying to sound real hard, but you gonna lose. Sorry, I'm not gonna lose. I can't lose to victims. Y'all are victims. I can't lose to a victim. Sorry. Yeah. You never debunk, you just delusional. Yep. And like I said, it doesn't matter what you say or what evidence you present, because at the end of the day, they're never going to accept it, because they just make up. They read the Bible to interpret. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic, but at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. The truth don't care about your feelings. The truth don't care about your interpretation.
in the days of old. So join us on our mission to restore the true nation of Israel before the decree goes forth. The work is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Visit our website at israelunite.org or call us at 855-484-4842 to learn more and visit our schools. Shalom.
It's such cultural appropriation at its finest, man. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This is this is cultural appropriation at its finest. It's just pathetic.
Thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his
She
commandments.
messed up. Why would you let them come back? Oh man. Man. Momo says you have to debate grimy with these cats. That's the only language they understand. Facts. No, that's 100% facts. And then see, but then once you actually like go down and meet them on their level and show them that that you ain't above it, then all of a sudden now you feminine. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So we understand the book of Deuteronomy, it was written to the Israelites. And these are the curses that will befall the Israelites if they did not keep God's commandments. Now on the flip side, when you go to verse 1, it goes into the blessings. We're going to read the curses to see who these curses fit. Now because remember, God is very specific with his curses. These curses aren't going to be on everybody. He's talking to the Israelites. So these curses could only fit them. Now we're going to read some curses. Here we go.
16.
But wait, very familiar with it.
Yep, Pastor Rose, yep, if you could just give 10 minutes. I know you're familiar with it.
I mean, I read it, okay, all right, you want to read it?
Okay.
But I know it's
Okay.
what the,
16.
Mhm.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So he says that the Israelites, that they will be cursed in the city. Now, when you look at the cities all across America, even in other countries, the predominantly people that live in the worst parts of the city would be us. So that's cursed in the city. Also, when you look at it, cursed in the city also goes into the things associated with the city. For example, we would have the worst healthcare, we would have the worst school systems. Everything in the city that pertains to us, it would be cursed. The stores, for example, in our communities wouldn't flourish if we were on the opposite side, right? So the blessings and the curses. So we're under the curse, or the Israelites in this particular passage, they're under the curse. And he said that we'd be cursed in the city. When you look at the crime, when you look at the single mother rate, the abortion rate, all of these things, we rank up there at the high statistics when it comes to those things, not everybody else. So it's particularly talking about a specific people that he's dealing with because they broke the commandments. Read it one more time.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So there was a time in history where we were cursed in the fields. We had to take tobacco, cotton, sugar cane, you name it. We were the ones that were cursed in the field. And also when you fast forward it to today, it's called a job field or career field. We're cursed because what? We're the last hired, the first hired. These things only plague our people.
Did he just say that we're the last hired and first fired? That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. We're like, what? What? It's not just victim talk. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Someone translate victimese for me. I just don't understand it anymore. I don't.
When you actually examine what the scriptures are talking about, and not just this, because we're going to get some more to fully explain to where when you try to pinpoint,
y'all idiots, y'all are not. Y'all are not. Y'all are not oppressed. You're not oppressed. You're not like you like. It's so disgusting that y'all let these people just live in y'all head rent free. Y'all ain't. Nobody is oppressing y'all. Be honest. Nobody cares about y'all. It's just stupid. Just stupid.
okay, does this match up with the people that are calling themselves Israel today, or do it match us? Now jump down to verse 30.
okay, when you say us, who are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans.
Okay, well, wasn't the Bible written to everybody?
Actually, it wasn't. Read Psalms chapter 147, verse 19 and 20. I'm going to show you that the Bible, it wasn't written to everybody. And he tells it in his word. Yep. If you allow me to show you, everybody's got it.
The book of Psalms, chapter 147, and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known.
She's technically right, and he's technically right too. Because, like, let's just be honest. The Torah was, like, if we're being honest, the Torah was 100% written to Israel. And also, that's number one. So, the Torah was 100% written to Israel. Number two, the Old Testament, yeah, it would have been written to Israel. And the New Testament would have been written to Christians. But what they fail to understand, which is, like I said, it's an exclusion fallacy. Just because the Bible was written to someone doesn't mean that it's not for someone else or that it can be used by someone else. So, yes, again, Israel is supposed to be a light for the rest of the world. But, if we're being honest, Israel dropped the ball. You failed, and therefore now you pathetic losers have to sit around and wait around by the mercy of the Most High. God's mercy is the only reason why you people are still relevant at all. But by the mercy of the Most High. And I'm only saying that because they're so-called Jews. These are so-called Jews. So by your logic, you failed. You failed, and now you have to sit and be mad when the rest of the Gentiles are embracing God and they're gonna be the light that brings you to salvation. That's pathetic. That's pathetic, if you really ask me. And look at you. You people all had the same, you had the same, just the same, same script, different, different language and different ways of going about it. I'm assuming that's Elisha. Do you really want to understand this awakening? No, I don't. I don't want to understand it. Whatever y'all, whatever y'all, if that's what you call an awakening, y'all need to go back to sleep and get some rest. A lot of it. Inner World says, neither are the people in Israel oppressed in. Why aren't you attacking them? Because they're not standing on street corners yelling at people yeah, and being obnoxious. Yeah, so that's that's one reason. Jimmy says, for we can do nothing against the truth. But the truth don't understand what that's relevant. Where does it say that? And where does it say what? Oh, I'm sorry, that's the troll. I guess you never read about Nebuchadnezzar's statue. It's all of the captivities, times of oppression. Surprised we are the foot of statue still in captivity. But who's in captivity? Nobody. Who's in captivity? You can't, by that logic, you can't be a Hebrew Israelite if you're a Black American. Because guess what? You're not in captivity. You're not in oppression. If you live a trash life, then it's probably just because you just live a trash life. I hate to tell you that. Sorry. GMS, the New Testament was written for Israelite foreigners. No, it wasn't. It was written for Christians. It was written, well, not Christians per se. It was written for believers in Jesus Christ, followers of Jesus Christ, who are Christians. Inner World Network. Only Israel will inherit the right to rule God's kingdom. False. The promise to their forefathers cannot be annulled. It's not annulled. It's not annulled. There was a new covenant. The new covenant. God is only sparing. God is only including Israel because guess what? Of that old covenant. Like I said, it's only because of that mercy. It's only because of that mercy. Praise Yah for Yahshua. At least he ain't do that Yahushua and all that nonsense. For Yahshua to bring the 12 tribes back to himself. Calling in 15. Tony said, sorry, troll. You need to study the scripture, sir. According to the book of Revelation, how many gates are there in the kingdom of heaven? The Bible doesn't say Jesus' hair was woolly. It says it's white like wool, white as snow. It never described the texture, so why do they stress his hair as woolly? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They don't read because I mean, technically, because I mean, the bleeding nigga was just running around with like, come on, like some of these people just like some of this is just insane. It's just insane. He's a nigga with white woolly hair. Like, come on. Like, what? Excuse my language. Inner World says, yeah, he doesn't know scripture or understand kingdoms over God's people is oppression since they're the ones who should be ruling. He's slow. No, you're slow. I mean, this is, it's not. The Messiah came to minister to the Israelites. There are a number of scripture that prove that the reason why the Messiah came was for salvation for the world. The world. Not your world, the world. Call in, GMS.
So he didn't deal with everybody. It wasn't written to everybody. He specifically said that his word was shown unto Jacob. Jacob named Israel. He had 12 sons, and that passed on down to his sons, the 12 tribes.
Look, man, just because y'all just right there and just throw down scriptures and just say break this down, doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. Look, just get that clear right now. Get that clear right now. Like you gonna play ball my way, or you not gonna play at all. Sorry. Call in, or give your smoke. Other than that, it's like
So the word wasn't written to everybody. It was only given to the Israelites.
Then what do you do with,
If you give us a chance, then we can answer all of your questions, but I just kind of want to finish.
okay,
This lady made a mistake by inviting them back.
all right.
Jump down to verse 30 in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife. And
Like I said, call in. You see what the title is. I know. Are you illiterate? Are you idiots illiterate? I mean, seriously, it says call in. If you got smoke, call in. Other than that, or you better yet, super chat. Super chat. Super chat then. How about that? You want me to answer your question on demand like I'm some kind of dog? I'm not your scripture readers. Like I said, I'm not a member of y'all cult. I don't read scripture on demand. I don't do none of that. So no, you're gonna call in, you drop a super chat, or just like I don't know what to tell you.
another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
So when you read that in history, who did that happen to? We shall betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. I'm sure a lot of us have seen Roots, we've seen 12 Years a Slave, we've seen all of these movies that depict what we're reading here right now.
Oh, Tony, I know. Tony, trust me, I know you don't. That's your acknowledgement for tonight. Trust me, I know. Trust me.
It says that thou shalt betroth a wife and another man shall lie with her. That happened to our people. That didn't happen to everybody.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It happens to whites, blacks, Chinese, Japanese,
But we're reading the curses because God specifically said that these curses would fall upon his people. Now we're not done. We're not done because what we have to do is we have to play the process of elimination. Okay? Because as we read on, it's going to single out that this doesn't apply to everybody. It's only going to apply to the children of Israel. Now watch. Get verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and that I shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no light in thy hand.
So in history, that did not happen to everybody. It says, our sons and daughters shall be given to another people, another race of people. It says that, and our eyes shall look with longing for them all the day long, meaning that our children would be stripped away from us.
Yeah, and GMS, I can't see. Well, I can't wait to see Tahar's judgment. How about that? I can't wait to see Tahar's judgment.
And there would be nothing that we could do about it. And when it says no might, we didn't have no military might, we didn't have any economic might. There was nothing that we could do to get our children back. This is the Bible, but this was prophesied thousands of years ago, but it happened to his people in the future, which 1619, 1492. This is when these curses actually took effect for the children of Israel. Jump down to verse 37.
Verse 37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a Bible among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
So it says that we will become a proverb, an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword, meaning that we will lose our nationality. We would be called something outside of what God called us. A byword means another word too, right? African American, Jamaican American, you name it, we would be called outside of what God called us. Because if I ask anyone in here what their nationality was, they wouldn't know, because why? It's been changed. We don't have it anymore. So
Stupid. Is it just so outside of the realm of possibility that there are just some people that just don't care about nationality as much as y'all do? Or they do care about their nationality, which is that they born or that they were born in America, so they're American citizens. That's why I say these people are cult members. That's what cultists do. They prey on people who need an identity and somewhere to belong to. Like the cult members in the comment section. Like, yeah, they just cult members. You know what I mean? Just cult members. Then, like I say, it's just funny that it's just GMS calling them, like when they leaders are perverts. They they preach perversion. Then on top of that, then these idiots trying to get mad at YouTubers. They trying to get mad at YouTubers like Anton Daniels because he called them broke, which is the truth in reality. So I mean, like these people just, you know what I mean? They just angry and they mad and they victims. They're losers who are in the gym and who are in the gym locker room crying because they lost the game. That's all they are. When you really break it down, that's all the Hebrew Israelite movement boils down to. And they're pathetic. They're pathetic. That's why I said it's nothing that victims can say about me that's gonna get under my skin. The only thing that kind of got under my skin was them stealing my content. I hate that. But I'm not even gonna lie. But like I said, they're victims. They're victims and they're losers. So I mean, I'm not gonna it's just look at I don't know, man. I don't know, just doing
the people that are calling themselves Jews, they know their nationality. So it doesn't fit them. The Chinese, the East Indian, they know who they are. We are the only people that do not know who we are. Jump down to verse 41.
41, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
So our sons and daughters went into captivity. Did that not happen? That happened to us. That happened to us as
and it's happened to every other race of humans on the world since history. Every race has experienced slavery. Number one. Number two, I already know what he's gonna say. And guess what? They were bought. I've already debunked that argument. I'm not getting into it again. Guess what? It was a transaction and it means to purchase something. Them people were bought. Our ancestors were paid for. Man, it's just pathetic. Mm. Yo, what's going on, John? Welcome to the stream.
Hey man,
Hey, what's
what's
going
going
on,
on?
man?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, what's going on tonight, man?
Oh,
Not
nothing.
much.
Nothing much. You got any opinions on these Hebrew Israelite freaks?
Hang on a second. I got something's wrong with my shit.
GMS, yeah, I did. GMS, I 100% did. Yes, I did. You think that buying means to redeem, and it doesn't. It doesn't. We went to the Blue Letter Bible. Y'all little cult minion pound that he failed at proving y'all point. In fact, he helped me prove my point. So yeah. It's just I'm just saying, like, y'all can be stupid all you want, but at the end of the day, it's not. It doesn't bother me, victim.
Hang on a second, man. My mic. Hang on.
Okay, all right, hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, good. We're good. We got it hooked up.
All right. Cool. You got any?
Man,
Huh?
tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Where you come from? Where you hail from?
Oh man.
No. What you tell me that because you look like a Hebrew Israelite, like a ex Hebrew Israelite.
Not
I
at
mean,
all. Not at all.
yourself.
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
you just see them on your street corner every day.
Huh?
You just see them on your street corner every day.
No. You said sit on my street corner every day?
Do you see them on your street corner every day?
Gas station. Gas station,
Let me see.
100% quick trip. Mm. And yeah, and that's yeah. Yeah, it's like I see that's the other thing, because it's like,
What's the
I hear them in real
what's
life. You know what I mean? So
what's the main part of their message that you you feel that you need to shine a light on?
I feel like I feel like it's multifaceted, but I guess if I break it down into like the main points that I have against them, mainly I believe that they promote victimhood and victim mindset amongst the black community. I believe that the rhetoric and the doctrine that they teach actually teaches people to live and be worse off in the black community per se, because that's the focus and that's their focus. You know what I mean? So I feel like the things that they teach is just teaching people about just that there's just this big boogeyman over them, this
Because
supremacy
nothing's
thing.
their fault.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like that
Yeah.
that their life doesn't suck just because they make bad decisions, or because, they were ignorant about how life really works. The other thing,
I well, how do they get past Jesus being a Arab, not a black man?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Everybody's a little
He
Arab.
was. He was middle. I won't say he was an Arab, but he was
Middle
middle.
East,
Yeah, he was 100% Middle
Middle East,
Eastern though. He
middle,
was one hundred
which
percent Middle
like
Middle Middle Eastern. So,
yeah,
and
yeah,
back
not
then they
black.
right back then it just wouldn't that they everybody was darker back then, so it just wouldn't have been.
Yeah, well, except people like me. We was up in our mountains.
Oh yeah.
But you know, the Egyptians and the Ivory Coast and the settlers off the Ivory Coast, they weren't black either, were they? They were what were they considered? Were they? They're
Say
not
that one more
black.
time.
You know what an Ivory Coast is? The Ivory Coast off the coast of Africa, up above. It's like around where Egypt is. It's the people that used to
You
enslave
talking
all the
about?
white people right there.
You talking about like up there in that Turkey and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's off Africa coast, but they enslaved millions of white people in the 15, 1600, 13, 14, 1500. Irish settlers all that settled close to the shoreline. That's why they had to move inland. Scottish settlers. See, but that was before the Atlantic slave trade. That was what year did the Atlantic slave trade officially begin? That was it
I mean, yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
like 1400.
Yeah, I had to look that up. Yeah, I had to look that up, but I mean, hold
I
on.
don't understand the Hebrew Israelites how they think that they're the Jews, how that they think that everything that's happened to them is a curse, and everything that they do wrong is a.
That started in 1526, or like basically between the 1500s to the 1800s.
I'm sorry, what?
It basically took place from the 1500s to the 1800s.
And that was the
Atlantic slave trade.
Atlantic slave trade. I thought, yeah, because at first they started shipping slaves to South America, Asia, Central America, Spain, Europe, and then North America. Correct?
I mean, I would have to like I have to check into all that stuff
Well,
like specific.
there was only 288,000 slaves ever delivered to the North American coast from Africa. 288,000 from out of millions, hundreds of millions of slaves that were sent to Asia, South America, all around the rest of the world. 288,000 landed on what would be the United States of America. What within 250 years, that 288,000 turned into 300. I mean, 3.6 million. You know, I don't see anything. You know, you know, my ancestors were very poor white, and we worked alongside the blacks in the field. My family were slaves too, indentured slaves.
Hold on, real quick. Like I said, y'all talk a lot, but you know what I mean. Y'all ain't gonna come up. The link is dropped. I really like y'all talking keyboard warriors.
Hell,
Anyway,
I'm here ready to talk.
but
Shit,
yeah, what was you saying though?
I was saying something about hell, I don't know. But have you read? Have you heard of the book called "Negroes from Negro Land"? It was compiled of a bunch of different. Uh, it was compiled in 1872 from stories from British and English explorers that went the into the heart of Africa and brought back their stories and stuff. Have you ever read that or listened to it?
Nah, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like that kind of stuff just don't really interest me. like.
Well, it's just history, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
yeah, I mean,
history.
it's like I'm familiar with it, but it's like just like if I'm trying to like figure something out or like learn something, then I'll like go to that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I don't just like I'm not because you know what I mean. I
All
don't
right.
like I'm like from my perspective, I don't care about stuff that happened back then because it's not like I'm
I
trying to
don't either.
you know what I mean. Like I'm
I
trying
want to
to
build
like
on today.
yeah I'm trying to
I want to
like
build
none of
on
that
us.
like one of my problems with the Hebrew Israelites is knowing a lot of the things that they talk about. It doesn't actually reflect into making anything better for anybody. So that's my like one of my issues with them. So I mean, I don't get up here and try to like pretend like I'm some kind of biblical scholar or a history buff or anything like that. But what I
Right.
do,
It's just division. They try to cause division. They're I can't say white power, but they can say black power. I can't say you know this that and black. I can't say I'm. Well, I can say I'm proud to be white, which I am. I'm proud to be white. You can say you're proud to be black. Who whoever said it was wrong to be proud of your race? Kind of dumb, right?
yeah, I mean, I think everybody should have a certain amount of racial pride.
Right. I mean, why not? I mean, each culture, each race, each group are unique in their own way and have made contribute contribute contributed have contributed to history in their own unique way. Some worse and meaner than others, some not, some but every group's different, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean that's a good point.
I mean,
That's, oh my god, they are
I
so
don't
ignorant.
how did the black Hebrew Israelites say that what's the story? I've never gotten the Africa a few hundred years ago was a metropolis with buildings and libraries and everything until the white man tore it up. That's what I've been hearing online.
Say that one more time.
Yeah, that before the white man, that everybody in Africa was doing good before the white man came and subjugated everybody.
I don't think that's exclusive to Hebrew Israelites. They might say that, but I don't think
Well,
that's
okay,
no.
all right.
That's
Black
more
narrative,
yeah, that's more like a pro black narrative in general.
pro black narrative.
Yeah,
I mean,
them
I
African
got man.
weirdos. Yeah.
I would love to be able to travel to Africa and to down to the Ivory Coast and places like that to safari, but just to see the animal, not to see the, you know, not to get malaria and die. That's what happens to most white people when they go, especially before malaria medicine. They got malaria and died. We wasn't built for that shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, different ego. You know, I mean, yeah,
That's just like
it's
what
not as
happened to the Indians.
it's not. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, but well, it's not as bad now though. So I mean, it's still, you know,
Oh
what I
no,
mean,
not
so
now because we got medicine,
yeah,
quinine and stuff like that. But that it's just like what happened with the Native American Indians when the Europeans came over. They had never been exposed to the common cold or anything like that, and it just wiped them out. You know, the flu and cold viruses wiped the native pop. That's what killed 96% of the native population. People don't like to believe that, but that is what killed them. Was the viral infection that they didn't have any antibodies to.
right, yeah,
I mean, white folks shouldn't come over here and push damn Indians off the damn land. See, I think that there's different types of white folks. I believe liberals and conservatives are two
Well, I
different,
mean, just to be clear,
two different.
yeah,
Listen,
I don't want
two
to get to
different.
political. I do want to stay like
Can,
on
can,
topic.
can I just
Yeah, yeah, I
let
do.
me
Yeah, I'm just saying I do
like
want to stay on
with
topic.
black folks same way. Black folks same way. Black folks, you got your black conservatives,
No, I mean,
then you
I'm just
got your
saying like I want to
black
like stay
liberals.
away from like talking about political, like for this one.
I was just talking about us as different beings. We think differently. We hear things differently than others. Others that look like us that we think that should hear things like we should. See, I'm not throwing any shade to the other political party. I'm saying that maybe, just maybe, we hear things different, and that we think about things different. You know what I'm saying? We lay things out different. See, that's
Yeah.
why one side can't see uh, the use in having a gun when you live out in the woods. They can't see that. The other side can't see the point in dyeing your hair purple when you live in the city. Some people, we just can't see things like that. So I'm a city boy that moved to the country.
Right.
From the time I was born until I was 16, I lived in Atlanta, Lakewood Heights, the hood. And man, when I moved from there to Coweta County, and it was like throwing a damn. I was in Lakewood, man. I was the only white dude in my school for 6 years. My whole school, not in my grade, my school. And you know what? I got along. I thought I was black. Everybody treated me like I was black. It was in the 80s and the 90s. Man, things were much better, man, in the 80s and the 90s. Race relations were so much better.
Hold
You
on.
know, how old are you,
Hold on.
man?
Give me a second. Give me a second. Elijah, if that's how you spell your name, I do not have any Hebrew instincts. I am not Hebrew. I am a Gentile, 100%. So don't label me. Don't label me. I don't like that. It's offensive. But
Oh, you got labeled?
but yeah, yeah. What were you saying?
Man, I don't even know. I done forgot. Hell, I've been just talking. I was wanting some of your folks to get online so we could talk, but
What you doing? What you
it
doing?
seemed like they shy tonight.
uh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they only sent the keyboard warriors. You know what I mean?
Where were they talk? What was that video you were showing earlier? I didn't get to see it. I came in late.
No, it was just about yeah, it was just about the this female this female pastor basically having an interaction with them. But what I will say, I don't want this to be like a chatty. This stream was supposed to be like something specific. You know what I mean? So it's like I want people to
You
call
got
in.
you.
They got smoked like they wanna like
I got you.
you know what I mean. So
I
it's
got
like
you.
yeah. So
I'll get off. Let you see if somebody calls in with some smoke. I ain't got no smoke on this topic.
yeah. So that's all. So I was just trying to.
Later, man.
All right, appreciate it. You can call in definitely on another show though. Definitely
Yeah, man.
for sure. Appreciate you. Yeah. So again, back to you keyboard warriors. Back to you keyboard warriors. Are any of you willing to call in? Are any of you willing to call in? Are any of you willing to debate? Like everybody like this been just been coming up. And like we're not even gonna talk about the ones that steal my content and upload it on their channels like it's theirs, you know what I mean? Like let's not even talk about those people. Are there just any of you that have anything constructive to actually add to the conversation or to prove that you're not a cult member? Because, or, you know what I mean? Just something. Give me something, because you guys are pathetic. You guys are, you know what I mean? You got the GMS dude. We could talk about GMS and how basically they mad at Anton Daniels because he called them broke, which most of them are. You know what I mean? Like, we could talk about the freaky GMS leader. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. In the world, that's stupid. That's stupid. It's not true. It's not true. Why is my okay, then why is my video certain people's highest rated video right now? Content needs to be stolen. Thank you for that. Make sure we telegraph that too for a paper trail. See, I may not be white, but I show use the white man's methods.
Race of people. Jump down to verse 44.
Verse 44.
Okay, 43.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
So when you look at it, it says the stranger.
What number? Which one was that?
Verse 43.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, so during that time, we started to mix with the other nations. They called them strangers back then. So it says that they would get above us very high, and we would become very low. We're still at a low point. When you look at all the nations that live here in America, even across seas in different countries, we as a people, we're always on the bottom. We're always on the bottom of society. Not saying that we don't have like what the LeBron James is and things like that, but as a people, because God, He punishes us as a nation of people. So the majority of us would be in a low estate.
Can I add something? Mm-hmm. So read verse 46. So the curses that we're reading about, there was a purpose for them. It's not like the curses are just there. It's not just it's a punishment, but they're there to identify.
So much victim talk. So much victim talk, guys. It's so like, oh God, it's so hard listening to people just sit up and cry victim about everything. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Like, don't y'all have any shame? Don't y'all get sick of crying, talking about what somebody's done to you? Man, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I don't even want to get through this whole video. I don't want to watch
We all understand that the Israelites were a particular nation of people. So read verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee.
No, I want to. I want to smoke. I want to smoke. Y'all stealing money. I mean, shoot. I mean, people. Yeah, I want to smoke now. They be playing with my business. Yeah, I want to smoke.
For a sign.
So Moses referring to the curses. He said that the curses will be upon the Israelites for a sign. Just like you have the signs here on the wall here, you have a sign of your church. It's there to identify your church versus another church. I know I'm going to come into what's the name of this church?
New Life Christian Ministries.
I know I'm going to New Life Christian Ministry because of the sign. Curses, you are using the sign to identify who the Israelites are in the latter days.
Call in and defend your cult.
Captivities when you read the Bible.
You gonna call in and defend your cult? You gonna call in and defend your cult? I'm getting tired, honestly. I'm getting tired, so I'm not gonna keep wasting time for you losers. You guys are losers.
Read on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
Because many people wonder, who are the Israelites? Many people wonder, are so-called African Americans meant to live the way they live forever until Christ returns? Is it meant for us to be at the bottom? And I'm sure you guys are, you ladies are older. So I know y'all seen a lot of things, right? and you've seen a lot of bad things happen to our people. Is it meant for us to always be oppressed?
Bad things happen to a lot of people. It doesn't make you special. Like, just imagine, like, I need you to really just like come out of y'all cult lens and really listen to what y'all saying. Y'all are saying that y'all are special because you're victims. That's crazy. Some bad stuff happened to you. Some bad stuff happened to you. Not even you, but your ancestors. So you feel like you special. What idiot would want to take curses upon themselves? They're just stupid.
Year and decade after decade. That's the one. Go ahead.
And upon thy seed forever.
So God says the curses will be upon the Israelites forever. So when we read these curses, they're there to identify. And for us to say, okay,
it happened to more than just, and guess what? It happened to more than just African Americans. It happened to the Israeli Jews who, it happened to the Israeli Jews with the Holocaust. And it's like I said, every single race in human history has experienced that type of treatment in one way, shape, or form. So, I mean, it doesn't apply.
If I want to know who the Israelites are today, I got to look at the curses that God put upon them. So if I look at the Jewish people,
nobody's calling in. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Uh-oh.
Am I muted?
What's the word?
How you doing, brother? I joined your live a little late, but so I don't know the full, like, what was the topic of the conversation, so I know exactly what we're talking about.
Just any particular smoke you got for me, I guess.
So I think my first question is, let me understand your point. What is your main issue with the Hebrew Israelites?
My main issue is that y'all promote victimhood and victim mentalities.
Okay. And well, let me ask you this.
On top of that,
Is
then,
it
I mean, it's other things, but that's just the main thing.
That's the main thing. All right, got you. No sweat. So, out of all people, do you believe that the Jews also promote victimhood?
You talking
The
about
Jewish people.
you talking about like the white
When
Jews, which I would refer to as the white Jews?
Yes, do you believe they promote victimhood when they bring up the Holocaust?
No,
You don't. Why not?
because whenever somebody talks about them, they shut them up. They don't be victims about it. They don't cry about it. They just shut them up.
They just shut them up.
It's not a
Why is it
victim.
how they? I do apologize if I'm over speaking. I got a little lag on my side.
No, you good. I
So,
understand.
but so if you was to say that they shut them up because they and correct me if I'm misquoting you, that people shut them up, or you saying they shut people up. Let me try to
Yeah,
understand that.
they shut them up.
So, did they get paid reparations for what they went through?
I mean, they might have, but a lot of them put they resources together and ended up taking over the world. So I mean,
So, these people that call themselves the Jews, they get paid reparations by America annually. So, I
but the
think my thing is for a
but the
group of
ones
people
that
that have
live
been
up, but to be fair, like I said, they also pull their resources together and have become the richest people in the world.
no doubt, no doubt. But they also was one, they've been kicked out of all the lands they were in. Two, they were also given that land over there. They in every country they was in, this is historical. They've been kicked out of every country they in. Is that not true or not?
You talking about the white Jews?
Correct.
I mean, I think that's valid. I mean, they haven't been really kicked out of America, but I mean,
Well, no, they can. Well, it's easier for them to assimilate in America because if we was being honest, if we was to see two white guys walking down the street, would you be able to tell a white guy from a Jewish guy?
yes.
You'll be even if he didn't have his yarmulke on, you'll be able to tell the difference.
They have different features.
They have different features.
Yes.
So how was it so easy for them to assimilate into America if they had different features?
You can tell a Jewish person if you actually know their features.
So we could tell the Jewish person if we know their feature, but white people couldn't tell them apart just by them changing their last name.
Most people don't actually. Huh? Say that one more time.
When they came to America, for people not to know they was Jewish, they changed their names, and it was easier for them to assimilate into American culture.
But there are a lot of Jewish people that still have Jewish names now.
Yeah, but before then, they was changing their names so they can assimilate. So, so they can, so they can migrate amongst
Assimilate.
the white American, right?
I mean, I would just call that just trying to blend in with the environment, but I guess we can go along with that. I mean, it's fair.
Well, if you blend in with your environment, it's easier if they can't tell that you're not that you're Jewish from a white person. It means it's very easy for you to blend in, correct?
But were they trying to hide their identity?
Yeah, they was hiding their identity. If you change your last name and you look like the people that are in America, it's easy for you to hide for you to hide.
Hold on. You talking about you talking about during the Holocaust, right?
No, before the Holocaust, when they was coming to America. Now, when during the Holocaust, they was able to identify them because of their wealth. That's why Hitler was able to do what he did because he was able to, gather his people against the Jews because they had majority of the money in the country in his country at that time. And if I'm incorrect, correct me.
I'm just yeah, I'm not gonna say you're correct or incorrect. I'm just trying to find like actual like evidence of them doing it. That's all. Yeah. But
No, it's no doubt.
but so yeah, for argument's sake, we could just say that that's right. That's fair. That's true.
Oh,
We'll just say that that's
okay,
fair.
so I know, and I'm not claiming to be a Bible scholar. I'm studying. I'm doing my homework as well, and I believe you are as well because you're. I've watched some of your videos, and you said like you're not the best Christian, and you have always admitted to that, but you do. I believe you do still study, correct?
Yes, 100%.
So in Deuteronomy, when it said that we will be known by the curses, can you tell me outside of the Holocaust, what captivity have they been in?
Have they specifically?
Yeah, outside of the Holocaust, what captivity have they been put in?
I mean, but you could. Mm, I can't name anything off the top of my head, but I would just say that that same logic could 100% be applied to American blacks too. Saying
Okay, so if we was to if we go to Revelations 1 and 9, and I could give you time, just give me time. Let me know when you make it there.
you said Revelations, what?
1 and 9.
You said 1 and 9, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's the I John, your brother.
Revelations 1 and 9, and it says, "I know thy work." This is red leather. So when it's red leather, that means who the world calls Jesus Christ is speaking. And he says, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them that call them Salakia. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So, with that being said,
You
well,
said
Yahweh Shah
Revelations
said,
1 and 9, right?
yeah, Revelations chapter 1, verse 9.
Mm, I yeah, mine say something different.
Or what are you reading out, the KJV or in a, well, what does yours say? Read that for me.
This particular version was the ESV.
Okay, the ESV, okay.
That's just this particular one. I mean, I can look for a King James version. It was just quicker to go to this one. But yeah, yeah. Mine say something complete. I, John, your brother and partner in the tribulation and the kingdom and the patient endurance that our Jesus was on the island called Patmos on account. Yes, I don't know.
Hmm. Are you sure you in Revelations? Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I mean chapter 2. That's my apologies.
Oh, mm, okay. That looks more like it. But
Yeah, my apologies for that. I made a mistake.
no, you are good. So Revelations 2:9. I know your tribulation and your poverty, but you are rich, and the slander of those who say that they are Jews and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan.
All right, so with reading that, and I'm not going to say all because I don't know all so-called Jewish people, but a good majority of the Jewish people, they run the music industry that promotes black music, that promotes death within and whoredom in our communities. They are
You know
also
why though,
over.
right? You know right.
No, explain it to me.
Because it's marketing. It makes money.
Okay, well, in
People. No,
country
I'm saying
music,
people
I'll
support
get
it.
what you're saying.
That's why it makes
I
money.
I get what you're saying, but do you listen to country music?
Not often.
So in country music, when they put their music out, it's promoting family, it's promoting positivity, it's promoting Christian values. Even though I'm not a Christian, I don't believe in the Christian values, but it's promoting more positivity. And we do have artists that put out positive music
Yeah, but
that
in
doesn't
general,
promote it.
but in
But
general, the black community doesn't support those people.
okay, fair enough. What about porn? I think that's a universal thing.
People
They're
right.
over
People
that
like porn.
industry as well.
People like
They're
porn.
over they're over that industry as well.
Right, because we have an over sexualized society. So I mean, people are gonna consume that stuff. But I mean, it makes money. That's what I'm saying. From a moral standpoint, yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying, from a practical standpoint, these people aren't looking at it like that. They're looking at it like, this business avenue makes money. Well, why does it make money? Because guess what? Obviously black people like to listen to music about taking drugs and murdering each other. I don't know why that is. I have that issue too. I don't get it, but it makes them money. While that same token, country music, white people talk about crazy stuff too. You know what I mean? White people talk about some crazy stuff. So I mean, but they do in general, it is more family friendly. Well, I mean, it just depends on what you're listening to.
No, I can only speak from my experience. So from when I was doing construction and out on the road, it was when majority white guys. That's what they had the radio on. I noticed a good majority of their music was more positive. That's what they put out in the community. I noticed that when it comes to our music, that's what they promote to us. Even when you start looking at the politics, I don't vote. If I was to vote, I would be more of a conservative because the Democratic Party was the party of the KKK, and I believe you are conservative, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Technically, I'm right leaning libertarian.
Okay, fair enough. That's why I'm getting clarity. But you do know that the KKK was formed by the Democratic
Democrats.
Party, correct?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. So, and
In
behind
fact, in
every
fact, the
great,
only reason why black people are even Democrats in the first place is because Democrats and the KKK teamed up and scared them into basically throwing away their values and becoming us becoming the pathetic pieces of political trash they are now. Just had to add that in there. Sorry.
and I agree with you. So we're fighting a war against the Democratic Party, which had Margaret Sanger, who put Planned Parenthood inside the black communities, which promoted women killing their babies.
100%.
Then they gave us the welfare system. Um, my mind is slipping me. It's kind of late. What is it called? Section 8, which a woman can have her kids, and they'll make sure that they'll fund her to be in the house, take care of the kids. But if there was a man in the house, she can lose her Section 8. Are you familiar with this?
Yeah, and you're right, but the only thing I would just caution you to think about is that when you on record and on paper, white people actually, specifically white women, actually utilize and benefit government assistance more than black women.
You're not wrong. But they're more of them than it is us. So yeah, they're going to be more susceptible to it than we are.
Yeah, but by
But even when you look at the numbers,
right, but like just to give you a perspective of why I weigh it the way I do is because when you
okay,
look at like the murder rate, right? Like
okay,
or violent crimes, I'll say, be more specific. Violent crimes, black people make up like 13% of the population, 13, 14%. So but yet and still they account for like over 50% of the violent crimes in America. But yet and still white people who outnumber them astronomically are only comparable. You know what I mean? They're comparable. So it's
hold
like,
on. I don't mean it, Auntie. I'm on the phone right now. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. My auntie was talking.
oh, you
I do apologize for
no,
that.
you good, you good. I was just saying it's like when you look at like violent crimes, right? Black
Right?
people, we make up such a small percentage of the American population, but despite that small percentage, we account for over half of the violent of those violent crimes that are committed. You know what I mean? So it's like even though we aren't big in number, we still have big impacts when it comes to those specific things that you're mentioning. So yes, it's true that it is true that there are more white people and so that number would be bigger. It is possible for the black number to actually be comparable. It just isn't because white people just use it so much more.
Okay. And
A lot more black people just struggle.
okay. And do you believe that this struggle was created by our own, or was there barriers placed in front of us that created these struggles?
Um, maybe I would say the vast majority of it is placed on our own.
Okay. And I do appreciate, like I said, I do appreciate you reasoning with me and everything. And I'm trying to get your understanding and see where you coming from because I don't think you're doing a bad job. I just think some of the things you're saying, especially even when it comes to our community, a lot of it is self-done. I do agree. But even in the Bible, and I believe, like I said, you're a man that believes in the Bible, and I will believe you believe in Bible prophecy as well. that the Most High God said, if our ancestors, the ancestors of old, if they did not hearken unto his words, these curses will be placed upon us.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I agree with that. I just don't think that they just apply to African Americans. That's more like where the disparity comes from.
I, I don't think they just apply to African Americans neither. I think they apply to African Americans,
Well, Native
well, the so-called
Americans,
blacks, Native
yeah, Native,
Americans, and Hispanics of the world.
right.
So, and I know there are some Hebrew Israelites that only believe that's Negro only. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those Hebrew Israelites.
Are you a
But
salvation is only for Israel? Is it Hebrew Israelite?
yes, I'm not that I'm a salvation for is only for Israel, Hebrew Israelite. That's what the Bible says. It repeats it through it harmonizes it from beginning to end.
Mm,
Even if you listen to Paul, which a lot of people run to, even Paul says it throughout all his letters. Matter of fact, let me see if I can. And like I said, I'm not a Bible scholar, so I gotta go to where I got everything written down and highlighted as well. So so if you listen to Paul's in Romans, what's this? I want to make sure. Yeah, Romans 7:4. To him who, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. It is Romans 7, but let's go to Romans 7:7. Just let me know when you're there.
okay.
All right, and it says,
Hold on. Give me a second.
oh, my apologies.
No, you good. Okay, I'm done.
All right. So, and the reason I was going to say 4 because it gives the context of who he's speaking to, because we know that Paul is a Hebrew Israelite. He is of the tribe of Benjamin. So he says, therefore, brethren. So he's letting you know that he's speaking to Israelites. And he says, what shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had known, I have not known sin, but by the law. For I had not known lust except for the law. Had said it. Thus says not a covenant. So when Paul is giving these letters, it's because one, our people are already in captivity. He's writing to the Israelites that were that were at that time will be considered. I'm saying I do apologize because my mind is sleeping me right now. That were called Gentiles, and he's writing this letter to them to let them know, hey, look, we still have laws that we have to follow. We still have things that we have to do because we are in a covenant because of our forefathers that came before us. And because we don't, and I believe that is in chapter 4, we don't, in verse 4, that they didn't worship God, Most High God, with all their heart. They did it because and they did it like it was a burden to them. That this is now our duty. The one, to understand that Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ, is our Lord and Savior. And God, He's going to be our Redeemer. And the Most High God is our God. And He will choose us again out of all the remnants. So now we've been put in this situation, in this captivity, because, and I'm not, from what I see, you're a world travel man. I believe you're very well traveled. If I'm mistaken, let me know.
You said
If you wanted to
traveled?
go, yeah, you got a passport. You seem to be a well put together brother.
I mean, for the most part.
So if you wanted to get up and go to Puerto Rico without your passport, could you? Well, not Puerto Rico. That's part of America. If you wanted to go to India without your passport, could you?
100% not.
If you wanted to just build a house
Nor should you be
on,
able to though.
hey, that's your opinion. I feel you. But if we were truly free, why couldn't we go wherever we want?
Because there is no place on the face of the earth where you can just go in between sovereign nations and stuff like that without actually identifying yourself. There's
Now
nowhere
is
you can
that
do that.
now is that God's rule or is that the rules that have been placed upon
God
us
says to
during this
live by
time?
the laws of the land. That's the land's rules.
That's the land's rule. But is that
You
if
can't
God said that
you
everywhere
can't
we
use
step on the earth would be
hold on. You can't use
go
God to
for it.
justify. You can't use God to justify not obeying the law or the law of the land when God literally tells you, or Jesus specifically tells you to obey the laws of the land.
Oh, well, I don't believe Jesus is God, so
Oh,
I would believe,
but
I follow you when you say when you say God says obey the law of the land. You're not wrong about that. I'll submit to that. But did God not say that everywhere we on earth we can, did God put that rain on us is what I'm really trying to say. Did God create the whole earth for our dominion?
God God created the world, the earth for people to dwell in, but He also gave people different territories. He gave people different spaces. Remember?
Yeah,
He gave
he gave people their yeah, I know what you're talking about.
right. So I mean, it wasn't meant for people to go in there just trespassing and doing all that kind of stuff. It's like checking in. You got to check in. You know what I mean. I'll give you a good example. I'm better with stories than I am specific verses, but it's
Okay.
the when Abraham went into Egypt, and then they told when he told his wife Sarah, he told her to pretend or to say that she was his sister and not his wife,
Right.
so in order to keep in order to keep them from basically getting killed, so that so that they could have her and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's checking
Yeah.
in. It's checking in. You know what I mean? Why would he have to do that if he didn't have to check in?
And what was the outcome of that, of him lying and telling his wife that saying, "Hey, look, say that
God
you're my
ended up
sister." What came from that?
Uh, it turned out bad, but God ended up plaguing Egypt or the Pharaoh. But I mean, that's how it played out. But so what happened? Because basically, what happened was they took her and they tried to take her, and then when they took her, and then I it doesn't really get into specifics what all was happening, but basically God intervened and did his thing. So yeah.
Okay. And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Now let me ask you. And you also say that we are a cult, correct?
Yes,
Or was Paul a part of a cult?
I think that I could understand why someone would say that he was. I'm not saying that he is. But I am saying that I can understand why someone would say that he is, because by a secular definition, early Christianity would look like a cult of Judaism. So I mean, I get why someone
Okay.
would think that, but I don't think so.
But did Paul say he was a part of a cult?
They wouldn't use that terminology.
Got you. So when Paul said, "I must admit the way that they say it that I follow is a of heresy," which would translate and I did in the NLV, I did my homework on it. Translate to sect or cult. There are certain Bible that say ways he follows of a cult.
Yeah, but isn't it in you said the NIV, right?
Yeah, the NIV.
Isn't that just taking the old words and giving them modern interpretation or modern words?
It's it's translating it. Just like
No, I'm saying,
when
but
King James.
but each different version translates it differently. Like there's certain versions that translate, like the new like standard English. They just plain English, and then other ones they paraphrase. Other ones they, what I mean. Uh,
Yeah,
you get what I'm trying to say,
yeah.
right?
I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that I look at it like how because there are some Bible verses there are some that twist up the scriptures all the way, but most versions are just translating it, just like how King James translated from Greek and Hebrew to create what we could call now known as the King James Bible, which I believe is not necessarily the best translation, but it's the closest translation. You see what I'm saying?
I would
Because he
argue the
had
direct Hebrew translation is probably the best.
the reason I'm saying that because when you do your research, he went and got people that spoke the language to translate it. So that's why I say I'm not saying this it's the close I'm saying it's the closest translation. I'm not saying it's the best translation.
You don't think that the direct Hebrew translation would be the best one?
No, that's be the direct Hebrew translation would be the ultimate would be the ultimate because that's the language that they spoke. But as far as it being translated
No,
from
I'm
Hebrew
talking about
to
where I'm talking about. That the Bible where they have the Hebrew next to it, and then they literally break down which word goes, which one is a
no,
direct.
I'm
It's a
unfamiliar with it. I am unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, it's a direct translation from the Hebrew text that people have done. So I mean, it's different versions of it, but I'm just saying like that would be another avenue, just personally. I that or that I've explored personally.
Okay.
But
All right, I follow what you're saying.
yeah, trying to think.
And,
But
and like I said, brother, I watch your channel from time to time. I don't agree with what you're saying, but also I don't want to have a combative conversation because I know a lot of brothers get on here that could be combative with you. I want to get an understanding with you, and I think we're having a cordial conversation so far.
No, I agree. I agree. And if you notice, like I just match people's energy. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like if
yeah, I
you
get.
yeah, if people come up here like wanting to smoke, then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. But you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I like if you're respectful, then we can have a good conversation. But
Fair, and then fair.
but
So when we talked about salvation, we did. Well, you brought up salvation. Could you give me why you believe salvation is for everybody?
um I will go to Galatians where Paul says that there's neither Jew nor Gentile. Basically, the whole Galatians 3, in a nutshell. Basically, um,
Yeah,
I will.
Galatians 3.
Yep, that's
Do you know the
basically.
exact verse?
Well, I mean, it's a couple different verses. That's why I just went ahead and just said the whole. But I mean, hold on, I can get the specific one. 28 and 29 says there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither
What
bond.
chapter?
Oh, three,
Uh,
three
chapter
twenty
3.
eight, 328.
Okay, I got you.
But when you read the whole that whole chapter 3, then you kind of like see what I'm saying, like in context, or
So,
where I'm coming from. Basically because you see here it says there's neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And if you be Christ, then are ye Abraham's seed and heirs to the promise.
okay, so let's let's break that down. When it says there's neither Jew nor Greek, so what about everybody else that's not Jew nor Greek?
I think in that instance, Paul was just referring to Gentiles.
So are all Gentiles Greeks?
I think no, but Greeks are Gentiles.
Yeah, but Romans will also be Gentiles.
Yeah, they would. I think,
So
but in Galatians specifically, Galatians specifically, I think they were like a group of like Celtic Greekish people. So I think that's why he used that term specifically towards them.
all right. So when it says man nor woman, does that mean that there's no? So what does this it mean when it says man nor woman?
It just means everybody's equal. It means there's no
That
respect of person. There is no
okay? No
superiority
risk.
between people.
So do you know the account of the letter for that? Right, he was writing the Church of Galatia.
Uh, they, being specific, just off the top of my head, that's the one where they were. He was writing specifically talking to the people who because there's no point in trying to remember off the top of my head. Let's just go to it. And you said who he was writing to, right?
Yeah, the account of why he was writing to the Church of the Galatians.
I mean, from my understanding, basically, it was talking to it was basically explaining to Christians who had turned like kind of were turning they like turning away from Christ or turning away from you know this new belief system, and he was basically trying to get them. He was basically kind of like on one hand appealing to the Jews, but then at the same time like trying to basically use this Gentile nation to basically turn you like to get them to turn away from their ways too. I, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to remember off the
Okay.
top of my head, but I could be wrong. But the whole that's why the whole thing about where it talks about earlier in the scripture, it was talking about how how they were once under the laws and how basically that even though the laws are important and the laws like will lead you or the laws will like help you identify sin, but they also you know what I mean like I don't know I'm not probably not explaining it the best way, but you get what I'm trying to say.
No, no, hey man, look, I get what you're trying to say. Well, let's read the account. I'm gonna start at verse 2. And all the brethren which are with me unto the church of Galatia, grace be to you and peace from God the Father and for our Lord Jesus Christ, who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from this present evil world, according to the will of God
Hold on,
and our Father.
can we read verse 1 since Tony talking about I'm wrong.
So read verse
Talk,
1. Oh yeah, we
yeah.
can read.
O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you? It was before your eyes that Jesus Christ was publicly portrayed as crucified. Didn't I just say that he was talking to them because they were turning away from the beliefs? Just for clarity.
You
Just
did
for
say that.
so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to
No,
clarify.
no doubt. No doubt. And I'm sorry, I'm lost my place. And to
You
give him, I think I was at verse 4. Who gave him for our sins that he might deliver us from the presence of the evil world according to the will of God our Father. I was at verse 5. To whom glory forever and ever. Amen. I marvel that ye are soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel. So, right now, from reading that, Paul is talking to Israelites that have been removed from the gospel. These people that he's talking to went into idolatry. And
Right.
if you
Yeah. I
think
mean,
I'm, if,
yeah. No. That's what they did. The Galatians was that. That's why. That's what I meant when I was saying that they went back into those ways.
okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you that would pervert the gospel of Christ. But which you
which
understand
verse are
that
you
at
on?
that time,
Which verse are you on?
I'm still on chapter 1. I'm on verse. I was on verse 7.
You said you in Galatians chapter 1.
Yeah, Galatians chapter 1.
Oh,
See, because I think you jumped over to chapter 3 and it said, "Oh,
yeah.
foolish Galatians,
Right.
who
Yeah.
have bewitched
I was
you."
still in chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on one now.
But the account of Galatians, and I was just reading that chapter to know, so we can get the account of what he's speaking about, who he's speaking to, the audience he's speaking to, and the topic that's at hand. So when he's talking to people that were Israelites, that were called Gentiles at that time, and they was perverting the gospel, and they turned away from God. So when he says there's neither Greek nor Jew, there were Hellenized Israelites that were calling themselves Jews, like how us being black in America, we call ourselves African American.
Yeah, but
We don't.
he wouldn't he wouldn't distinguish between Jews that are in captivity and Jews because sorry about that.
No,
But
you good. You good.
because they still ethnically Jews, you know what I mean? They would still be ethnically Jews. They would just be living in captivity. So I mean, he wouldn't distinguish between Jews and Greeks. He would just say Jews and Jews living amongst Greeks. You don't think?
I see what you're saying, but I put it like this: if I'm on the street and I'm kicking doctrine to somebody that doesn't know that they're Israelites, and I say, "Hey, so-called black men, you are a children, you're part of the children of God. You're an Israelite," but they've been calling themselves black, African American, Native American, Mexican. They've been calling themselves this for so long that they don't identify themselves as Israelites. They might not identify themselves from the tribe of Gad or the tribe of Issachar.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, you still those those Israelites would have 100% known. They would have 100% known that they were Israelites. It wouldn't have been like,
They,
oh, it's like we're lost and like we don't have any idea of heritage. If Paul,
okay.
you know what I mean? If Paul was a Roman citizen, he identified himself as a Roman citizen. So if Paul was a Roman citizen who was familiar with his actual Hebrew heritage, I don't think that there's enough evidence to support the idea that they didn't know who they were. So you know what I mean?
As
I still think I
as
still
black Americans, and I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
as
you good,
black
you good.
Americans and as black people in America, would you say a majority of us know our heritage?
No, but it's possible to go find out. I don't think enough people actually take the effort in order to find out.
No, no. So if we can both agree that there are blacks in America that don't know their heritage, why is it hard to believe that Paul is talking to people that might not know their heritage?
Because you would have to provide the evidence to that. Because it contradicts everything else that the Bible is consistent about.
In what way? Did God say he would cut?
Gentiles are regularly referred to as everyone outside of Israel. If there's going to be an exception, then it has to be specifically stated why that exception exists. You know
There
what
are
I'm saying?
Israelites that were also, I get what you're saying, but there was Israelites that was also called Gentiles, even in Deuteronomy when he was giving us the laws, and he told us if there's a stranger that is among you, they make a distinction between both strangers.
Right, but those weren't Israelites. They were they
So
were
if you have
they were they were foreigners.
okay, so if there was one stranger
The
and I can give
sojourners
him,
are foreigners.
well, I just follow me real quick. So if there's a sojourner that there's an animal, because in the law, if there's an animal that dies of itself, Israelites cannot eat of it. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat unclean animals or
I,
animals that have been
no,
strangled, all that kind of stuff. Right?
yeah. So if there was an animal that just dropped dead in the middle of the street, and I seen one stranger, and I could sell it to that stranger, but if I see another sojourner and I can't sell it to him, is there not a there's a distinguish between both sojourners?
Say that one more time.
I know I do apologize. So if there's one stranger that I can sell a dead animal to, and there's another stranger that I can't sell a dead animal to, isn't there a difference between those two strangers?
Yeah, but I mean, you would have to be specific about what those differences are.
So the difference is one of these strangers are not of Israel. So if this person is not of Israel, I can sell him this dead animal. But if I see a sojourner and okay, he's an Israelite, I can't sell him that. That's the
What's the
difference.
specific verse where that said? What's that specific? Uh,
Don't give me the line. I believe it's in Numbers. That's about fringes. Let me.
mm,
All right, so it'll be Deuteronomy 14 and 15. Oh no, that's not what it's supposed to be. Yeah, but Deuteronomy 14, 15.
you said Deuteronomy.
Yeah, I'm in Numbers. That's what my problem is. Deuteronomy 14 and 15.
Yeah, cause
Oh,
I think first we might have to like actually take a real look at what that word sojourn means, because like the definition would just be like a temporary stay somewhere. So it means like a person who stays somewhere temporarily. So by definition, that would mean a stranger and not an Israelite.
so
What was
even
that
if we,
verse again? What was that verse again? Sorry.
oh no, you fine, you fine.
It was
Um,
Deuteronomy. What?
uh, they should eat at the fine skills. Oh no, this is the dietary law. Hold on, I think I gave you the wrong verse.
It would have been Numbers, by the way. I think so. Uh,
Uh, Matter of fact, Deuteronomy 14. Let's jump down to 21. Yeah, let's get straight to it. Ye shall not eat of anything that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it to the stranger that is in thy gates. So it's saying that if this is a stranger that is in your gate and something dies of itself, you can give it to him. that he may eateth it, or thou may sell it unto an alien, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not seeth a kid in his mother's milk.
Okay. So yeah, that's why I said we gotta address what sojourner means, because sojourner means that's a person who is staying, that's who's visiting, who's living with you. It doesn't mean that they're an Israelite. It just means that they're living with you. And it's God telling, it's God instructing the Israelite on how they should treat someone who's living amongst them. While when they say a foreigner, that means someone who, based off of the context, that would just mean someone who's not from around the area. You know what I mean? So it's not
Not from
like
around.
you, you get what I'm saying. It's not like a clear. It's not like a clear distinction between the two.
But if it's saying, I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. Because if it's saying if a stranger is living among you and there's an animal that's dead of itself, you can sell it to him. But you can't sell it to your brother because you're of a holy people. Or you can't sell it to this sojourner because you can't sell it to this sojourner, right?
Yeah, but the definition of sojourner is an alien or a stranger in a foreign land.
Were not the tribes of Israel scattered amongst all nations?
They wouldn't have been at this time, though.
So even if they weren't at that time, these are laws that we should follow until the day we
No,
die.
yes, no, I'm saying yes. Israelite would be a sojourner
Oh,
because, like the Bible says,
okay,
like
my
God,
apologies.
right? God says that
My apologies.
they Israel was sojourners in Egypt. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is a sojourner is a foreigner, so it's just different ways of saying the same thing.
Okay, I get. Okay, I thought. Okay, I misunderstood what you were saying. I apologize for that.
No, no, you good, you good. But
I guess, but I'm saying my point that I'm making is if there's even if it's an Israelite can be a sojourner, an Israelite can also be a Gentile, and they all could be a stranger. If I don't know this brother, but he's an Israelite, and
Israelite
he's a
can be a Gentile. You're right, because the definition does, excuse me, the definition does say usually a Gentile, but I can't find any instances where it is used to address Jews. That's all I'm saying. Like, because yes, technically a Jew can be a Gentile, but like I said, I mean, the way that is used contextually in the Bible is consistently to refer to non-Israelites. You know what I mean? So
oh,
it's like, it's not like oh, like you would actually have to find me an example that doesn't like that actually doesn't apply to Israelites where the word Gentile will be used. You know what I
he said
mean?
find you an example.
Where they will
He said
refer
find.
to Israelites directly as Gentiles, and there are none.
I believe in Paul's epistle, he refers to them as Gentiles a lot. But and
I think that
again,
would
like
be
I
an
said, I'm not a
interpretation.
Bible scholar.
I think that's
No, that's not.
interpretation.
No, that's not my interpretation. It's just from reading
I
the
didn't say
accounts.
yours. I just said interpretation.
Oh, my apologies. Like I said, it's breaking up a little bit. So if I
No, you
do
good.
misquote you, just let me know.
Yeah, you good.
But throughout Paul's epistles, he does. If we know that Paul is an Israelite and he was sent to the Gentiles, he was sent to the Gentiles that were Israelites that were scattered abroad. So when talks to him, he has called them Gentiles. But
Yeah, but
I don't
see,
know the verse.
but the
Go ahead.
flaw, the flaw of that is the fact that even just the idea that, oh, Paul was only speaking to the Gentiles, like when it says that Paul was the apostle of the Gentiles, that means that's because he literally was responsible of spreading the religion to the outside world. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but
that's
and
but what you guys like have to take into account, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Well, let me not say it like that. You don't have to, but what a valid point that you guys like have. Well, let me not say have, but you guys should take into account is that the plan for salvation did not start with Moses. The plan with salvation didn't even start with Abraham. It didn't start with Noah. The plan for salvation began all the way back from the first sin. So the plan was to save humanity before there was an Israel. Israel is just a median for which that salvation was brought into the world. That's
And
all a lot of people are just trying to say.
okay, and it's not. And I would say this: the Israelite standpoint is not that salvation won't be brought to the other nations, but it was going to is to the Jews first. It's to us first. Then we will go out and be a light to the other nations. But there's certain prophecies that have to be done. So like even if you wanted to say God's plan was to save the whole nation, I would want to know how
The
you would be able to
world,
deal
not
with
just the
the
nation, but the world, like the world, the entire world.
okay. So with that being in mind, I want you to break this down for me. Second Esdras, chapter 6. We're gonna start at verse 45.
You said second
And
what?
out second Esdras, chapter 6, verse, and we start at 45 at 55. Man, I'm losing my voice. You got it?
Uh, you said second address, and then um,
Chapter 6, verse 54. I think I messed the numbers. I said 45 at first, but I meant 54. You got it?
hold on, I'm uh, uh, switch my app. My bad. You you said you said Ezra.
Yeah, second Esdras. Uh, yeah, second. Yeah, second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54. If you don't got it, I can read it.
Uh, yeah, just yeah. If you, well, I mean, if you don't care about it being a different version, you said second Ezra chapter 6 verse 4.
54.
54. And over these thou didst place Adam as ruler over all the work. That's the one you talking about, right?
Yeah, when it says, and after these, Adam also, whom made us Lord of all thy creation, of him come we all, and the people also of whom thou hast chosen. And this have I spoke before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. As for the other people, remember you said God' plan was to save the whole world, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
So as for the other people, which also come from Adam, we all come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, that has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So if God is plan is to save the whole world, everybody in the world, what do we do about this verse here?
New covenant.
The new covenant.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
And
Because you
you
gotta
believe the new
because you gotta remember like a lot of those a lot of the descendants of Noah. I mean, a lot of the descendants of Adam actually, I mean, they died off. They died off. I mean, the truth of the matter is, through Noah came from Adam, and through Noah's line, that was the new start. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and that's valid. But a lot of those pre-flood races just weren't, or they weren't around for a lot of the Bible. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I get, and I can.
You muted yourself.
We go to John 3:16. So God so loved the world.
You said what? Cause you like muted
Son that
yourself
we should
again.
ever believe in Him.
Oh, you back. You said what?
Oh, my apologies. And it says, well, in John, we said I know most times people go to John 3:16, where it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." And that would be, I would believe that would be your precept to saying that's the new covenant.
But I
If
mean,
I'm
it's
if
one
I'm
of them.
wrong, let me know.
I mean, that's one of them. Yeah. I mean, I'll let that be my main one. My go-to. You there? Oh, he's in the matrix. You there?
I mean, oh yeah, like I said, I'm not and I'm only working off my phone, so
No, you
like
good.
there's certain, like I know the words to these verses, but sometimes I have to go to it. So if I mute myself, that's just me going to it.
Okay.
So the same person that said, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son," He also says in this verse, "I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which Thou hast given me, for Thou art Thine." So even in the New Testament, where the new covenant is made, Yahweh, who a lot of people call Jesus Christ, says, "I'm not praying for the whole world." Even though He says the whole world, and in the Hebrew, the world can be a nation.
No,
He said, "I pray
but
not for the world, but those that You're giving me."
but that's what I mean when I say it's an
Okay, go ahead.
interpretation thing, because, like, okay, so look at the first part of that, right? For God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son,
Mhm.
that so that the world, all might find salvation, right? I'm paraphrasing, right? So God
Right.
loved the world, right?
Hmm.
Jesus' ministry was for Israel, right? We can agree on those two things, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
just now, let's just take it a step further, right? Jesus' ministry was for the or I'm sorry, Jesus' ministry was for Israel, right? Because Israel was going to be delivered
Correct.
first. We can agree on that, right?
Correct. I can agree.
So do you remember that incident where the woman came and the woman wanted Jesus to heal her daughter? So the Canaanite woman, and so she was trying to get Jesus to heal her daughter, and then Jesus was like, I didn't come for y'all. Because it's
So I
like people,
was,
right? Because people
yeah, I was
like to
sent
use,
to the sheep of the lost house of Israel.
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at what happened in that instance. Because the woman had faith, Jesus still healed her. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a good analogy for the whole purpose of it all. Yes, Israel is the priority, and nobody should have a problem saying that. Yes, Israel was always God's special place, and it was the priority. But the thing, I think the main impasse that we come to is just that we take it a step further because we understand that God basically sent Jesus to be a light for the world through Israel. So that Israel say because once Israel gets itself together, then Israel is supposed to spread the message out to the rest of the world and be an example. But you know what I mean? You know,
I'm following what you're saying. I'm following what you're saying. But if we go to that account, when the lady went to Jesus and she asked for help, he ignored her at first.
yes, but our faith, like I said, you know what I mean? Because he said his
What
priority
what did
was for Israel, and I don't have a
what did
problem
what
admitting that.
did the lady? Oh, my apologies. I didn't know. What did he say to the lady? Do you remember?
Um, what? Yeah, he basically said because your faith is because
Before that,
oh, you talking about when he said does
it is not meet to give bread, the children's bread, to the dogs.
right? Well, yeah, but you're not saying that he was calling her a dog, are you?
That's what I'm not saying that. That's what it says in the Bible.
It was an analogy,
Even if he said, well, in Hebrew, that's how a lot of Hebrew Israelites would speak.
but
They'll
no,
call other
that
nations
and that's why he used the analogy because that is how they speak.
right.
They would call them dogs.
And the lady said, even the dog gets to eat from the master's table. Correct?
Right. And right. No, it said
Or
eat
eat the
one
crumbs.
eat the crumbs. That's what it said. Or she said.
So,
And
and this is not.
what did
This is not.
what did Jesus do after that? He said
He
your
did bless. He did heal her. But I want you to think about it like this. And this is not my analogy. I learned this from Hassad of Sakari. If I walk past a homeless man and I got a pizza in my hand and he's begging me for a piece of the pizza, and I'm saying, no, this pizza is meant for the children of the house of Israel. And he asks for a crumb and I give him a crumb. If you're starving hungry and I give you a crumb, is that going to satisfy you?
um I think you're minimalizing what that salvation did for her and what that blessing did for her.
Yeah, I'm not minimizing it. I'm trying to put it in a large perspective. What I'm saying is, yes, she was blessed. We don't deny that other nations can be blessed by the Most High. But if it's a crumb, it's minute to what the blessings for Israel will be, or what the blessings for Israel are. It's not on the same level. If I give you a crumb and I'm giving my family the whole pizza, my family's going to be full and satisfied. You might be thankful for that crumb, but it's just a crumb. It's not going to fill you up.
Yeah. So
You
yeah.
you follow
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah, I hear you, and I'm gonna be honest. I actually do kind of like I prefer talking to you. So I mean, honestly, if you want, we can. I mean, we can have like a more in depth conversation. You think you'd be willing to like chop it up like tomorrow or something?
Um, what time? Because I do work tomorrow.
Well, I mean, it don't have to be tomorrow. I mean, I stream like consistently. You can just pop up. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah, most definitely. If you just let me
Yeah.
know what the topic is, and we can go from there, man. Like I say, man, I don't, cause like I said, I'm not. I follow the One West teachings, but I'm not as aggressive as they are.
Right.
Because the Bible teaches us to be fisher of men. So if I'm going out there and I'm cussing you out, which I'm not saying all the camps do, there are plenty of camps that don't do that. And there are a lot of camps that whatever energy you bring to them, that's what they're gonna give to you. But like you said, you cordial with me, I'll be cordial with you. And I believe this was a good edification. So yeah,
No,
I'm
yeah,
more than willing
100%.
to.
100%. That's why I was like, cause I know I'm coming up on that 3 hour mark, so I'm probably gonna end it in a second because I'm kind of tired. But I definitely would like to finish the conversation. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
you
most
know what I mean?
definitely, man.
Because smoke is cool and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it's cool to have actual like the actual real conversation where it's not getting hostile. So
I'm not.
you know, yeah.
I feel
so
it. I feel it, brother. Hey,
yeah.
look, and thank you for letting me come on to your show. Thank you for giving me that privilege, brother. I know we don't. We stand on two different sides of the field, but I believe you're an Israelite, even if you don't believe it. And I pray for you like I would pray for anybody else, man.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate you for calling in, man. I'm not, I'm not really with the whole Israelite thing, but I rock with good people. So you know what I mean? That's just,
Yeah,
So, like I said, I'm finna end this in a second, but I appreciate you for calling in, definitely.
no sweat, brother. You have a
Yeah.
good night.
All right, you too, man. Like I said, definitely for real, call in again, though, for real. But,
Oh yes, sir. I will.
all right, salute. Yeah. Well. Well, guys, I thought this was gonna be thought that was gonna be a little bit more hostile, but if more interactions went like that, maybe they would maybe people wouldn't have the perception they do of people like Tony. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, and you don't always have to agree with everybody, but I mean, it doesn't always have to be hostile. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think that was a decent conversation. I definitely do. You know what I mean? So I respect him for coming up because he ain't have to. Um, yeah. Tell y'all friends to stop stealing my content. Before I get out of here, I'm just saying, tell y'all friends that if they gonna re-upload my content to put their face in it, to react to it, to do something to make it different. Re-uploading people's content is not cool. And you know what I mean? I'm just saying. Like yeah, y'all gonna be mad when y'all channel gets strike. But I'm just saying, you're not gonna yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Real talk. Real talk. Tell them to learn YouTube's rules about copyright infringement. Learn about fair use. React to the video and put your face in it. Especially like SOR resurrected and a lot of them. Like it's just stop it. And no, Tony, I'm not coming on a live. I'm finna go to sleep so I can get ready to expose some of them nasty GMS cult leaders and that disgusting doctrine that they that they teach over there, that great doctrine that they teach. But that's neither here nor there. On that note, I am going to see y'all later. I appreciate you for coming through. Shout out to you, Tiffany, always holding it down. And yeah, on that note, I am out.